A length behind them was Taz. Transatlantic now pulling clear, asserting his superiority. Heavily back to Too Good. Transatlantic first.
Hi everyone and welcome to this week's edition of the Final Gallop, episode 404, proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. Today we'll preview our 14 runners for Country Music Day at Doomben on Saturday. Tony, good morning. Before we get into our preview, a bit of news over this week. Firstly, looking back at last Saturday, a nice couple of wins for Chillaxing and Surprise Honey.
Yeah, really good. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, everyone. It was great. Chillaxing was really good. I must admit, I was worried the track was a 4 so early in the day. He does have that bit of cut in the ground, but it's just typical of what we've been speaking about at times is that horse-jockey combination. Buckets or Dan has got a good relationship with that horse. He's not an easy horse to ride. He's nailed it down with how he rides him, and he was terrific. Very similar, we saw Ben Thompson on Escher yesterday, knowing the horse as well. So that was great. And the second winner on the card for Dan Moore as well, Surprise Honey. Blinkers off.
Yes. Relaxed,
lovely mid-race. We just felt off that previous run, or 2 runs, probably a bit slow on the uptake, this trainer. Just doing too much mid-race. When she relaxed mid-race on Saturday, she made light work of them. And maybe could get further. 13.50. Yeah. Breeding-wise says she could by Amazing Stallion. So I thought she was terrific. So both were good. Dan Moore's had a big couple of weeks for us.
He has. Unfortunately, a little bit of a break at the moment.
A little bit of a breather from obviously the Flemington with Boomtown Boss with the whip rule, but he made good fist of his opportunities last week and he'll get plenty more for the stable. Really enjoying him riding for us.
And it is the Ekka is on this week in Brisbane. On Monday, a special day for yourself and Jane in the stable with Antino making his appearance in the show ring at the Ekka there. He looked beautiful out there and looked a beautiful day for him at the Ekka there, showcasing his beautiful, the beautiful black horse that he is. Yeah,
it was good. I mean, it was a pretty cool morning. Out there, seeing a lot of retired racehorses, etc. there. Obviously, he, as far as performance goes, was the star of the show. I know Yellow Brick was there, but he's, performance-wise, he's a poor cousin to Antino. So tongue-in-cheek team. But no, he was great. It was great to see him there doing something different. Obviously, he's retired now after injuring that tendon here. But being a dual Queensland horse of the year, multiple Group 1 winner, and I think I've said openly before, the best horse I've trained. So it was fantastic to see him there. Phil Bobick and his crew, Letitia, before that then Phil, did a great job preparing him. Jane looked gorgeous, leading him in and whatnot. So it was all, it was a good morning. We didn't get it with the chocolates, but it was just great to see the horses doing something in a different discipline. We have them for this much of their life. And now he goes on to another part of his life where he just absolutely loved being fussed over in the stables up there. He thought he was in heaven. So it was so cool to see him in that environment. It really was.
And just throughout the week as well, some great acknowledgement from the season just gone with the announcement of the 2026 Queensland Thoroughbred Awards, which will be held on Sunday, August 30. Obviously had Transatlantic, a bunch of the 2-year-olds in there as well, and Foreign Press got a nomination for the 3-year-old as well, so a good amount of nominations there for the team. Yeah,
look, I'm not sure how many awards we're going to win in that regard, but it's great to have horses in those. When Transatlantic Group 1 winner in a state, he's got to be in the mix. Obviously a tough year, 3 individual Group 1 winners, 2 in our carnival at home here, and obviously Spicy Martini in the Stradbroke, and then I'll Rothfire with the Doomben 10,000. Those 3 horses look the 3, but it's going to be an interesting night who gets it. All of them will be worthy winners for sure and certain. 3-year-old, Foreign Press, she was the star cutest filly for the year. She's done a great job. Grafter Burners probably looks the horse there, maybe, from Hunter's horse, one of Guineas. So who knows there. And then 2-year-old, I think we got 4 of the 5. So yes. My leaning is to Pembrey. I think she won a group race in the state. She's probably the 2-year-old for the year. But and thanks to Cura for giving us a filly like that. But it'll be a very good day on the Sunday. We'll get some awards obviously for premierships and that. And if the panel sees fit, we may get trainer of the year, we may not. But look, it's going to be a great day, celebration of the season that was. But we're about to talk about this season because we're well and truly on our way into this season already. Stuck
into it, and we'll get straight into the Doomben preview this Saturday. The rail is in their true position. Track is currently a soft 5, mostly sunny conditions ahead, but possibility of a shower or 2 on race day. How do you think that track will play with the rail back in true?
Well, it's been a really windy week. I remember saying at the start of the week the Ekka was here and there was no wind, and it come. The Ekka wins.
Certainly did.
It's come. It's been windy all week, so. Look, it's hard to irrigate when that wind gets up like this. I think you're going to look at a pretty quick track, quick Doomben track. Eagle Farm was quite quick yesterday. I think Doomben will be possibly quicker. So I'm thinking a fast track. Horses will want to get the right runs.
First runner we will preview is in race 2. It is a 3-year-old handicap over 1,350 metres. We'll have Exceed the Sail in this race. Will carry 55 kilos after Chelsea Baker's 3-kilo claim and drawn barrier 4. Early odds of Ladbrokes are $3.30 for the win, $1.50 for the place. A 2-year-old winner last start at Eagle Farm for Chelsea, ticked over to 3-year-old now, up to $13.50, but we saw the benefit of a nice low draw there last start. How do you think it sets up for her on Saturday?
Yeah, I think good. I think the fact that Chelsea's ridden her twice is a major plus. You know, she knows the filly. She knows the filly really well. She gets that bit of weight relief, which is not a big deal for me. But I think she knows her well. She's drawn low. Step to 13.50 is ideal. She was good through the line the other day. She's improved herself physically off it. She looks better coming out of that run and going into this than what she did the other day. So I think you'll see a nicer filly. The trip will be ideal from gate 4. She'll just be where she wants to be in the first 5. You know, she's not a lead sort of at all cost filly. But as she goes up in trip, she'll naturally race closer. I think she's just going to get the perfect run, and she's the horse to beat.
The next race we'll preview is race 3. It is a benchmark 90 handicap over 2,200 metres. We'll have Felix the Scat in this race. We'll carry 57.5 kilos. Benny Thompson on board and drawn barrier 3. Early odds of Ladbrokes are $4.50 for the win, $1.65 for the place. He's had a bit closer last start over 1,800 metres. Just didn't finish off. Quite a ride here. A rising trip and the tongue tie going on should suit him.
I'll tell you what, punters are a resilient bunch. He's $6 into 480 or 450 in the early betting. I don't know how. I'll put a tongue tie on him and look, his work has been fantastic, but they wouldn't know that. So it's got me beat. They're a resilient bunch, the punters. They went into him the other day and he did nothing but disappoint. He's definitely got to turn it around. You'll see him ridden much quieter here. It was no fault of Lear's. He just jumped and put himself in that spot. I think the tongue tie will naturally bring him back a little bit, Matt. And if it does, he just relaxes back in that second half of the field and runs on. We know he's good enough to win this race. Am I happy enough to have my hard earned on him? No, I'm not. But he's in great shape. Key gear change and be ridden quietly.
We'll move on to race 4. It is a Colts Geldings and Entires Class 3 plate over 1,350 metres. We'll have Lockyer in this race. We'll carry 58.5 kilos. Emily Lang on board and drawn barrier 1. Early odds of Ladbrokes are $3.80 for the win, $1.65 for the place. Came so close last start at Eagle Farm over the 1,400 here. Blinkers on first time and should get a gun run from that draw with Emily on, who's won on him before.
I think that horse come out and won again.
Yes,
he went again,
actually, yes.
last weekend. Yep. So the form's been franked a little bit, and I must admit I was disappointed the other day. Like, he was there to win, and he just couldn't put him away. So we put the blinkers on him. He worked great in him, in behind something, didn't pull, did everything right. 2 horse jockey combinations. Emily Lang's the last jockey to win on this horse, I think, as a 2-year-old.
Yes, yeah,
and it was at this, track and trip from memory, Doomben 1350. So, you know, I'm excited to have her back on him. Blinkers on, lovely low draw, which is definitely what I wanted. She'll just jump and ride him where he's comfortable, where he lands. He'll be just in behind the speed somewhere, getting that perfect run, which I think you want to get at Doomben. And I think when she asks him for an F, he'll have something to offer with those shades on. So I think it's a key gear change. I like the horse jockey combination, very hard to beat.
The next race we'll preview is race 5. It is a Class 6 handicap over 1,600 metres. We'll have Pure Alpha in this race. We'll carry 54 kilos. With Jason McMurray, we'll use half a kilo of his claim and drawn barrier 4. Early odds with Ladbrokes are $13 for the win, $3.30 for the place. Just a messy run last start. Copped a lot of kickback. And a couple of black eyes as well, so certainly forgive him there. Gets a good gate here and an opportunity to make amends stepping up in trip as well. Yeah,
he trolled really well leading into it, and he just raced nothing like what we saw, and his work and everything's been great. He's been great coming out of it. I think Jace will suit him, just ride him down low on the fence, if he midfield, just put him to sleep and run on. The step to the mile suits. I'd be very forgiving of his first up run. That doesn't mean I think he'll absolutely come out and win here. I thought he was going good enough to run really well fresh up. The track didn't suit him as far as pace-wise, but he just reacted poorly to all that sand getting thrown in his face. I think he'll get a kind of run, different track at Doomben, big improver.
The next race we'll preview is race 6. It is the benchmark 70 handicap over 1,600 metres. We'll have Roguery in this race. We'll carry 59 kilos with Jimmy Orman on board and drawn barrier 5. Early odds at Ladbrokes are $9 for the win, $3.10 for the place. He's a really good first up run over 1,400 metres. Finished off really well. Arguably could have been fighting out the finish. We'll enjoy the rise to the mile. Gets a good draw here, and Jimmy should suit him.
Yeah, he gets a track probably a touch fairer. Eagle Farm was pretty hard to make up ground. He ran on good. If he hadn't got blocked for that bit of a run there, not long after straightening, I think he runs a place. So my only query on Roguery is if that second up run at the mile, whether he wants that little bit further. He doesn't feel it at home here. He looks fantastic. He looks really good. He'll get a lovely run, sort of midfield. He had to go right back the other day from a wide draw. I think he gets a much kinder run in transit. and can certainly play a part. This 70 benchmark grey with Orman on board. We saw Orman yesterday. He just puts him in the right spot. So he'll find the right spot. Jimmy will ride him beautifully. He's a definite good each way chance at $8.
The next race we'll preview is race 7. It is the Colts Geldings and Enti's benchmark 78 handicap over 1,200 metres. We'll have Braveheart in this race. Will carry 57.5 kilos after Bella Youngbury's 3 kilo claim. Drawn barrier 7. Early odds of Ladbrokes are $2.90 for the win, $1.26 for the place. So consistent, this gelding. He's placed his last 8 runs, all this preparation, so he's holding up for a good, tough preparation. Held on to get the chocolates last start at this same track and trip. How do you think it sets up for him with the map there from 7?
I think it sets up okay. I see 2 horses going along quite quick, Maximum Vortex and our old mate Michelle.
Yes.
I think they run along at a good clip. Bella just lets him roll out. I think she lobs into that spot where you saw her on Graham yesterday, just behind a good speed, just travelling beautifully. If he can do that and be smooth, and I think if you watch the way he's stepping away, this horse, he actually wants to be ridden that way. I think we're drawing good enough with the amount of pressure in it just underneath us to find that spot. If we find that 1-1 or just a smooth running behind what looks to be a good speed, he can easily win this. I think she's the right rider for him. Rode a first city winner for us yesterday on Graham, and I think it'll be a similar carbon copy here on Braveheart.
The next race we'll preview is race 8. It is the Fillies and Mares benchmark 78 handicap over 1,200 metres. We'll have 2 runners in this race. First of those we'll preview is Acappella's Son. Will carry 57 kilos after Chelsea Baker's 3 kilo claim. Drawn barrier 3. Early odds of Ladbrokes are $15 for the win, $3.70 for the place. She was a good run first up, over 1,000 metres, strong through the line. Better suited out to this trip second up. It gets a good draw and Chelsea knows her well.
Yeah, better suited to this trip than going to 1350. Races well here at Doomben. That's a plus. Drew wide last week, drew low here. She'll just lob into a nice spot. I can't see her any further back than second, third pair here. Getting a really nice run behind them. Just come out a little bit on the mouth the other day and it was very messy early. I think with a clean getaway, lobs into a lovely on-pace position. Big. Will run a lot better than the price.
The second horse we'll preview for the race is Gospel Girl. Will carry 57 kilos after Bella Youngbury's 3 kilo claim and drawn barrier 5. Early odds of Ladbrokes are $11 for the win, $3 for the place. She's first up for her campaign. Races well fresh with a win and 3 close placings from her last 4 first up runs. She's been trialling up well. How do you think it sets up for her with Bella?
Yeah, I've got her try to get her pretty fit because she's pretty gross, man, when she comes back in. I give her 3 jump outs or trials to get her ready. So that sort of tells us where we're at with her first up. Race day's a bit different. She'll improve off this. I think she gets a lovely run here from the good draw. Bella pushes her along with that first 100, gets her interested in the race, lands into a spot in the first 4 or 5. I don't see her being much further back than the second pair and presents and gives herself a good chance. She's probably over the odds at $11. She's a filly will race well and improve.
And the last race we'll preview is race 9. It is Open Handicap over 1,200 metres. We'll have up to 6 runners in this race. First of those we'll preview is Nettuno. Will carry 59.5 kilos with Ryan Maloney on board and drawn barrier 11. Early odds with Ladbrokes are $19 for the win, $4.80 for the place. He's had a little let up since his first up run at Caloundra Cup Day, just when he got too far back behind that slowish tempo. Runs well at this track and trip, but is drawn a little bit sticky there, but Ryan knows him well.
Yeah, he's had a bit of time off, which is a bit of a pain, but look, he's in good order. Ryan does know him well. He's one that likes to be outside him rather than inside him. I think we've just got to try and give him as smooth a run as we can. He'll improve a lot off this. I don't know if he's a winning chance Saturday, but he's not far off getting back to being a winning chance.
The second horse we'll preview for this race is Pereille. Will carry 59.5 kilos. Jimmy Orman on board and drawn barrier 5. Early odds at Ladbrokes are $4.40 for the win, $1.85 for the place. So he's always a bridesmaid. Unfortunately, hasn't got the chocolates in a little while, but he always races consistently. Half a length third in the Group 3 2 starts ago, then flew home for a second in the Ramornie. Has a short, sharp sprint on him, but from that nice low draw, she'll get to a good spot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That low draw is very important to him. He can run well here. Midfield, I'd like to see him in run not too much further back than that. If he can be midfield and just suck up through them, Orman on board, he'll give him the right run. He'll have to ride him for a bit of luck. If the runs open up, he'll be hitting the line hard. He's a very good chance here.
The third horse we'll preview is King Kapa. Will carry 54.5 kilos after Bella Youngbury's 3 kilo claim. Drawn barrier 8. Early odds with Ladbrokes are $13 for the win, $3.70 for the place. He was in a blanket finish there last start over 11.10. He was tough to the line, posted wide. And it's just really good to see him competitive again. No reason he can't be in the finish again. And the Bella has had the benefit of having a sit on him as well.
Yeah, absolutely, she has. Just got caught deep the other day, didn't she? Just a sticky spot. Had him in the right spot, just couldn't get in. I think he will get in here. There's good speed out wide in this race. If they all run, there's good speed out wide. There's a little bit of speed underneath with Hell. I think if we just jump and roll with that, we let him get into a similar spot where we were the other day, but one off.
Yes.
And if we do that, he's in the finish. Had he got in the other day, I think he wins the race. So he's gone really good. I think Bella will know him better for having the ride on him. Race better than his price.
Next horse we'll preview is Hell. Will carry 55 kilos. Emily Lang on board and drawn barrier 6. Early odds of Ladbrokes are $3.60 for the win, $1.70 for the place. He's really good first up run for a third at this trip at Eagle Farm. Will improve into this, drops in weight, and Emily knows him really well.
She does really, really well, actually. I think he's going super. Better this prep than last time. His first up run showed that. Gets in well at the weights, up in grade, down in weight, gets a lovely run. There's speed out wide. They'll have to go quick to cross him. We'll be anywhere thereabouts we want, either there or just there, and he's going to be very hard to beat. He'll quicken so much better at 55 on his back, and he's very much improved second up.
We'll move on to Give Giggles. Will carry 54.5 kilos with CJ Graham on board. Unfortunately, drawn barrier 14. Early odds of Ladbrokes are $12 for the win, $3.50 for the place. She was improved last start. Push forward from the wide draw and just run down late, up in grade, down in weight, but just can't draw a barrier.
So frustrating, so frustrating. Going really, really well, looks super. Most likely heading off to the breeding barn this year, so we're trying to get a job done, but it's hard from the gate, really tricky from the barrier.
The last horse we'll preview is our little friend behind us here today, Millane. Will carry 51.5 kilos after Chelsea Baker's half a kilo claim. We'll jump from barrier 2. Early odds with Ladbrokes are $23 for the win, $5.50 for the place. First up after a nice long spell. He's been trialling up nicely, always gets back and runs on well, but should really enjoy just this nice lightweight and that good tempo that you've spoken about.
Absolutely. Isn't he a handsome man? He's such a handsome horse. He's one good looking dude. He'll appreciate that low draw and the lightweight. Doomben's not always his best track, particularly when it's firm like this. He probably wants that bit of sting in the ground, but he's there to run well, Millane, for sure. And if he can be midfield rather than last, that'd be great. As long as he's travelling smooth, comfortable, he'll run on through them. I think you'll see him at Eagle Farm a couple of weeks' time in the right race. So he's a very good first up run ahead of him. But I think he's one of those horses in this race, which will be this is a very hard race to assess. Good flashing light on him for Eagle Farm in a couple of weeks.
Out of that big team in the race, can you put one on top?
I probably can't go past Hell. The market's got him quite short. I probably can't go past him, but if I did, at the prices, I'm going to have something on Pereille. Right. Yeah, I just think Ormond Pereille, there's enough pressure. I can just see him sucking up through them, and when he presents, he'll hit the line hard. So I think Pereille.
Now, Tony, we are into the final furlong of the Final Gallop. Who is the stable's best winning chance at Doomben on Saturday?
I think it's between two. There's quite a few good chances there. I'm going to go Braveheart. I know he's deep in all prep. He just looks and feels great. I think Bella will handle him lovely. I think Braveheart.
And best each way chance, fair bit of value across the card.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, the each way. I can't. Pereille's just too short each way. I could easily go King Kapa. I think I'll go Roguery.
Oh yes.
I'll go Roguery each way in the 70. But he was good the other day, and he still feels sharp enough for me at a mile. I'll go him each way at $8.
Beautiful. And just at the provincials, we'll have a few different meetings. A couple at Ipswich tomorrow, Gold Coast Poly on Saturday, possibly one at Sunny Coast on Sunday.
Tomorrow I'm going to go before anyone else, 800, got a lethal record at Ipswich over that half mile, ridden to let user speed. I think she'll bounce back nicely there. Poly on Saturday, we've got a few chances there. Obviously with the Gold Coast yard now, horses used to work on that Poly will utilise this sort of meeting when we never used to. I'm going to throw one from left field there. Power Reese. On the Poly, 1500, Power Reese.
Beautiful. And just at track work this week, always a busy morning, Tuesday mornings, and a
Pereille and Millane.
Bang, bang,
Great little duo there together. Both run well. Millane with a viewpoint further on in the prep, Pereille ready to win.
Lovely. And now, Tony, it is time to head over to Cab's Corner for this week, proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. He had a little win, he had Live a Little a win and Surprise Honey a place. So sure enough, he got the Surprise Honey home there. Unfortunately.
He should have got it, because he should have got Live a Little should have won.
He's stiff,
he
was stiff there.
It was what it was.
But if it went the other way around, would have got the chockies. But anyway, let's head over to Cab's Corner for this week, see what his stable multi is for the punters out there.
Welcome to Cab's Corner for this week. Touch unlucky last week, one leg again. This week, travelled to Doomben. We'll go Exceed for Sale a win, into Lockyer a win. That's $8.23 for the dollar outlay. Good punting, guys.
So Tony, he has gone a win-win. He's gone Exceed the Sale
Wow.
into Lockyer a win-win.
Oh,
So
wow.
he's-
Not much pressure there. We know what's going to happen out there, punters. If one doesn't win, runs a place, the next one's going to win. A little short
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
load up.
Happy punting on Cav's multi. Pembrey, she's made her way to Sydney. She worked terrific here Tuesday morning. She's landed at Randwick down to Peter Snowden Stables today. So looking forward to seeing her running the start of the Princess Series next Saturday at Randwick. So a bit of news out of the yard.
Exciting times, beautiful. Well, Tony, good luck. Country Music Raceday on Saturday. Hopefully you're boot scooting into the night with a few winners there for the team.
Absolutely, mate. Like, what happened to Mecca Race Day? I thought it was on when the Ekka's on. So we've got Country Music Race Day this week, then we've got Mecca Race Day, and then the next week. I don't know. The world's a strange place.
It is.
Happy punting, everyone, on the weekend, and get out to Country Race Day here at Doomben on Saturday.
Good luck, punters. Cheers.